Okay, welcome to the Aragon Devs number 57. We are gonna be discussing the snapshot voting from that Enrique is been working on.
Awesome. Yeah, so I guess we can get it started right away, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so over the past week, a couple of guys from Oregon One, namely Jorge, me, plus Fabian from Balancer, have been collaborating of this on adding some cool stuff to this new thing they have, which is the snapshot voting. If you're into yield farming and or DeFi in 2020, you probably know that tool, which has been used by most of the protocols that have sprung up in the past few months. So basically, it's a way to have off-chain voting. So it's not expensive at all. It's pretty cheap. But what it lacks is on-chain settlements slash on-chain enactment. You have to trust a multisig usually to do these things. And while some people like that, we like DAOs. And so even though gas prices are insane right now, we're always trying to find ways to make people use DAOs more and for basically optimizing the use for them. So over the past week, we came up with this integration that is going to be out soon, which is basically on-chain settlement for off-chain voting. And how it works is that we're going to link every space from Snapshot is going to have a DAO linked to it. The DAO then will the protocol will govern the DAO through the off-chain voting, and then the process is that they'll have a disputable delay app that is an app made by OneHive that will then send on-chain actions for enactment. Of course, this will as the disputable delay app delays the execution of an intent, we will have a window for challenging and disputing actions, which means that instead of having to trust a multisig, we can just submit actions through a vote, and the community can either challenge it if something is wrong or just let it pass, no problem. I'm going to give you a little demo just to show you how it looks. But yeah, this is going to be out soon. It's still pretty early, but it's really cool. And as you can see, can you guys see my screen?
Yeah. Now we can see.
Amazing. Yep. So this is the snapshot page. You already know that. It's pretty nifty, pretty cool. But we can go to votes that have been finished. And of course, as you can see, we now have this submit on chain button. What this does is submit the action that was linked to the vote. How this is going to work is that we're going to link an agent action to the vote that then can be delayed. Of course, we can extend this further later on, but we'll start with just creating an action that an agent will do. Let's say move funds over to some other DAO. And of course, with disputable delay, there will be a window where people can just verify that all is good, and if not, just challenge the action and take it to Aragon court. If we wanted to make a new proposal, it's exactly the same. We can just create a new proposal. We can add choices, but really the cool thing here is the fact that if you click this magic glimmer button, you get plugins, and this plugins is the Aragon agreement. You can learn more about it in the page that we have for agreements, but you can add the plugin. Then what you will do is basically just write the action that you're going to give the agent. Right now, we have some arbitrary functions to call, so I'm not really going to go further in this demo, but basically this is what we're doing, and so each choice can have a call script attached to it. And of course, you will always have an option and a choice to vote no in case you don't agree with any of the call scripts. But basically, this is what we're doing. If you want to like learn more about it, or you want to know a bit more about the agreement of the organization or the actions that having sent to disputable delay, we'll also build in a back office so people can just go and verify this very easily. This means that if you want to submit the action yourself, you will be able to sign the agreement and pay any fees that you may need to pay to submit any action, and or dispute the actual action with disputable delay. And so, yeah, that was it for Snapshot. We're super excited, and we're building this so that everyone can use it ASAP. And so, if you guys have any questions, just shoot.
No, this is pretty cool. So when the the flag that use the agreement is to include it into an organization that will exist underneath the goal.
Yeah. Yeah, basically, we will have a DAO that will have an agreement linked to it, and basically that agreement will then govern the organization. Of course, let's say you're in finance, the urine guys can make their agreement and just launch their org with this. And so instead of having to go through a multi-sig, the community can just decide anyone can execute the action if they have signed the agreement and paid any fees. And so the action will go to disputable delay to be delayed until it can be executed. And if someone doesn't agree, they can just dispute the action. But basically, it makes these snapshot spaces have actual on-chain governance with Aragon.
Awesome. And the plugins are something that is built on the snapshot framework, so you can create your own different plugins once you have this snapshot space.
Yeah, so yeah, the snapshot spaces, you can contact Fabian from Balance Labs to create your own space. And of course, going forward with this, we are expecting to give some assistance in the actual creation of these spaces, of course. So yeah, it will probably just be a joint effort from now on.
Awesome. Yeah, this is really, really awesome stuff. Thanks for showing up.
Awesome, thank you.
Okay, if I will show something that I thought that Fabricio from OneHive sharing the notes for the update. That is something that OneHive been working on. I'll share my screen. Let me know if you can see it.
Yep, I can see your screen.
Cool. Okay, this is an interface that is Honeyswap. It's a version 2 Uniswap, but in the XDAI network. So this is also doing with a theme from OneHive, and you can already use the Honeyswap default list of tokens, and you can select honey and exchange honey. And also, if you have some honey, you can add liquidity, and it already works with the latest Uniswap version 2 contracts and the interface. So yeah, this is really awesome. But on top of that, the guys also include a Honeyswap info, so you can also see the liquidity pools that are available, what pairs you are already open, and the information about them. So, for example, here we have honey and X type pair, and there is an amount of $1,000 liquidity and how it flows. So, I think this is really cool, and I believe the idea is to start adding more pairs to the X-Type network, and also work on some liquidity incentives for users of Honey and other asset on X-Type. So yeah, this is pretty. I think it's pretty interesting, and yeah, wanted to share as well. Okay, cool. I think there is no further topics except one of you guys have something else you want to discuss. Otherwise,
No.
uh, we can finish today today's all devs, and thank you for joining. And we can
Cool. Thank you, guys.
Cool. Thank you.
bye bye.
Bye.
Bye.